There are so many meltdowns going on that it's like I don't even know which one to cover. Yesterday was pretty obvious with Mark Waid, given just like the history that I could show just how unhinged he's been. Remember, these are the people that they want as the faces of their company at Marvel and DC Comics. Mark Waid has been upheld as like this elder statesman of the industry. They gave him the big event at DC Comics. They're giving him Justice League. They want Mark Waid like to be their like flag bearer. And so they are totally putting crazy people on these books. This is exactly the agenda. And so this is the Whisper Network at work. And there is a Whisper Network within comics, guys. It is a lot of people in there. Of course, our good friend Heather Antos is a part of it. And they all virtue signal and they all like decide who gets fired and hired. And it's crazy. Because they're not actually focusing on comic books, as we know. They're just focusing on the weird political systems. Now, Kelly Sue DeConnick is one of the worst of the worst, and you know, you can remember some of her stuff. You probably haven't heard much from her in a while because they pushed her so freaking hard. They wanted her to be the next feminist icon, it's so big, and they wanted her to really break out so they could say that women are better writers than men, and it wasn't the case. She took Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, and who was Ms. Marvel at first, and actually enjoyed it when it was Ms. Marvel, but the thing is, as it compiled and as it became a thing not about a character and not about good storytelling, but about just feminism, and you remember how they turned her into Captain Marvel because they could never be Ms. Marvel anymore, and then they gave her that Carol Manvers haircut where she looked like a dude. And then they started changing the shape of her body so she looks like an androgynous dude. This was all part of the plan, all part of the agenda. And of course, Marvel is a huge part of this. You guys remember the big post where she and Kelly Sue DeConnick and Gail Simone made kissy faces, saying we're destroying the comic book industry. Well, they really did, and it just toppled over, and now she's going crazy. I've never seen a post like this. This is just nutty, and we're gonna get into this because it's so funny. In the description below, but also remember Kelly Sue DeConnick was the famously said one other thing. She said, "If you don't like my politics, don't buy my books," and that's really what did her in. That's really what did Marvel Now in. That's what collapsed all of this. And it is very interesting to see as she has her meltdown. So smash that like and subscribe button. Join us here as we get into what she says. This is crazy. Very, very fun today. I am a comic creator myself, and the mainstream industry fears me, guys. We have 6,000 subscribers now on the comic review channel here, which is great. And of course, really appreciate you for being there as we just have a totally dedicated comic space here. My main channel just hit 44,000 subscribers yesterday. We've got about 2 million views monthly between the two of them. Absolutely crazy. And it's all because like people want the truth. And so we're the ones reporting it. And Marvel and DC really have screwed up. I'm also a comic creator myself, and they are very, very, very frightened by me too. We got a ton of backers yesterday. Thank you guys for the support. We now are over $13,000, 249 backers on the Emerald Array. Now, this is a Space Marine graphic novel. I've got a full team of male Space Marines. There are no female Space Marines, very important. And that is pushing back, of course, against something else going out there in the culture, very intentionally. It's just badass dudes fighting against space monsters. And that is what comics used to be. If DC Comics made a sci-fi comic back in the day, this would be something like what they do. Same Marvel's Killraven or whatever, back in the 70s. We are trying to bring those things back. And if you look at my art style, the artist who is amazing, he came in and he did a Jack Kirby like sort of stylistic deal, which is beautiful. It reminds me of New Gods back in the day. I know that Darkseid's a kind of a big deal at DC right now, and so we are bringing the style back. We're bringing the substance back. We are regressing the comic industry to when it was great, the 70s and 80s. So we have a graphic novel. It is 66 pages. They got so mad at DC Comics that they mass reported me to Kickstarter because my last campaign was such a huge success. And got me banned there, so I couldn't launch this book. And so we're on Fund My Comic. This is a free speech platform who we're supporting also, and we're going to be there forever. The guy who runs it, super awesome. And of course, he got complaints and saying I'm a racist, sexist, istophobe or whatever super long like email, and he just told the guy to buzz off. I loved it. So very nice platform over here we want to support. Like I said, 66-page graphic novel, and I've also got options to buy all of my books. I'm a longtime author. We're not tourists here. This is my like 13th graphic novel, and we're doing even more going forward. I think I've got like 6 or 7 in development, where this is the spot. If you want a real alternative to Marvel and DC, I'm here for you, my friends, and you're going to love it. If you're a fan of this content, we're going to be expanding like none other in 2025. There's a great spot to get in. So grab this in the description below. Thank you guys so much for the support. All right, so yes, they're ruining the comic book industry. What's really interesting to me is Marvel really seems to have not learned their lesson. I've seen everything they're coming out with in the next few months. Like they got a Deadpool movie. So what did they do? They killed Deadpool, replaced him with a woman. Cool. I saw in the advertisement of Amazing Spider-Man, like they're putting out an all-new Wolverine again, and it's the female Wolverine again with an all-female creative team. It's like, did you guys not learn your lesson to like stop replacing your characters? Like, it's insane. But they haven't, I guess. It looks like Riri Williams is coming back. America Chavez is a big deal in the Ultimates. The Ultimates is like the biggest woke nightmare ever. The stuff that these guys put in, like the Kelly Sue DeConnicks of the world from 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, has just completely cycled back into the content in Marvel Comics. It's like they want to lose money. And when they act like this online, they want to lose money too. We covered Mark Waid yesterday, the face of DC Comics, just absolutely lambasting. He doesn't want you to buy his books, so they act accordingly. And she's said this. She's literally said, "Don't buy her books." At one point in the past, and I think it did just like absolutely crush her career in the process, because like I haven't seen Kelly Sue DeConnick doing anything recently. But here's what she says. As this all goes on, she was a feminist liberal version of Captain Marvel, and of course that became the movie. And they did away with the male version, who was replaced the character with character Danvers, and she has a cameo role in the film because she was so. That's it, which also includes a scene making fun of Trump. And then Marvel Comics would name Kamala Khan as the new Ms. Marvel, as we remember. I actually like Iman Vellani; she seems like a nice person. But gosh, just bad choices on this. And so what happened here? After the Trump victory, she went on to Blue Sky, and she says this, our job now, our entire effing job is to stay the F alive. Oh gosh. These people are so melodramatic. Despair is an ally of fascism. Do not do their work for them. When people want you dead. What's interesting is they're such projectors too, and they're hyperventilating. Like they literally do want us dead. Like, I mean, the Kelly Sue DeConnick's not getting deplatformed from anywhere. She's not having people from the industry try to like force her out of Kickstarter so they can't feed their families from comics. She just does her own thing in the industry, and then she gets like awarded for it, right? It's quite the opposite. They want us dead because they don't want to compete with normal people. That's what it comes down to. Every day you live is pissing in their coffee. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, this is interesting. If you look at it, like she's giving me advice on how to deal with the mainstream industry because like this is their projection. They're the ones that really hate us more than anything. They're the ones that hate their own customers more than anything. It's insane. Stay alive out of spite, if for no other reason. Our second job, take care of each other. That's each other here, our other friends and family, our communities, and also random strangers. And here we go, guys. Our third job is to resist. This will take many forms. Please remember that any group needs tanks, DPS, healers, and supports. Remember, and this is World of Warcraft terminology, like a video game. I covered on my other channel this morning, Activision Blizzard going insane and actually threatening violence in their internal Slack chat. Go check over there, John Delarose. But find the role you can play and put your most efforts where they're suitable. Now, this is where it gets crazy. These people don't separate fantasy from reality. Like, we can play a video game, like tune out, go home, have fun, read a comic book, understand the difference between, and then we go back to work, right, and like do our thing. These people can't. Like, they literally are just so out of their minds that they're in these fantasy worlds And I think that like games and fantasy actually like does hurt their psyche because they can't handle it and can't separate from reality. So they literally think that like Trump is some like mega boss in their video game that they have to go out there and like literally fight, rather than just accepting the fact that they're like, neurodivergent, I think is the word I'm supposed to use. But it's mentally ill, right? And then since they're mentally ill, they need real help, not this kind of help, like validating their mental illness. And the problem is they've also cordoned themselves off into places like Blue Sky over and over and over again, where they do validate their mental illnesses, and they do make themselves think that like it's a good thing that they're mentally ill rather than like trying to get the help they need. It's really, really sad. And that's really where it comes down to. So it's really, really funny stuff. And if you look, we can go over to Blue Sky real quick and just see if Kelly Sue DeConnick's posted anything else since the writing of this article. Kelly Sue DeConnick. Okay, demonic. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. They call themselves demonic. Like, I mean, that should have been the headline here. Wow. But let's see how we're doing. She was live on Instagram. I hope that's recorded because that'd be fun to EFAP. This is precisely the time when artists go to work. There's no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do the language. That's how civilizations heal. Okay. Jeez, they're so melodramatic. Is there a syllabus for resistance school? Oh, gosh. Try writing a good comic book for once. I mean, maybe you'd do better and be better, right? Isn't that what they always say? Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Absolutely crazy. Hit the like and subscribe button, my friends, and do back the alternative to these people. This is a great comic book. It is everything they used to make before the woke mind virus took over. You'll love this. It's in the description below. Thank you guys for the support. We'll be back soon.